did the mics and everything too?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good stuff. 1, 2, nicely done. All right.
Okay. All right. Oh, perfect. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Okay. Let's talk with the Saw. Episode 10. Take 1. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk with the Saw right here on Superlative Radio. This week, Dylan and I are going to be
And Pongo.
We are going to be talking about. Dylan has finally seen all of the Mandalorians, so
I'm all caught up.
We're going to talk about the Mandalorians. You know, and get his opinion on the rest of it. We're also going to talk about the last 3 Star Trek short treks from season 2, and that is Ephraim and Dot. Children of Mars, and I forget what the other one was.
The Test. No, that wasn't it. No, it was
bedtime stories or something.
Yeah,
it was
something
anyway.
like,
But anyway, the 3 of them we're going to talk about. And I want to let all of you guys know that Monday is going to be a brand new, fresh. I mean, like, this is a brand new episode, but brand new. Boom! We're going to be talking about the very first episode of Star Trek Picard. And we're going to be talking about that one right here on Monday. Right here! So be here to talk about it. And listen, because it's going to be awesome.
Oh.
And I am super excited for it. So
we both are. We've been waiting ever since we heard about it. We've been just chomping at the bit waiting.
Yeah, exactly. So we're a little behind this week on this episode. This is coming up a couple of days late. Later than it usually should have been. But Monday is, boom, Star Trek Picard. So be there. Or be square, as they say. Okay.
Either or be squared. Exactly.
Yeah. So let's start with the short treks.
Okay,
and,
let's do it.
So Ephraim and Dot, that was the one with the little
cute.
Alien
Yeah,
and the little robot in the Enterprise. And it was taking place during, it started during the episode which was where they introduced Khan in
That's
the
right.
original series.
Exactly.
And they actually had
footage of the old...
Footage, yeah. And this is an all animated episode. But they dubbed over the actual voices from that episode. So while this is going on, so what did you think of this little episode?
That was cute, actually, because
I liked it.
It took... Well, I mean, it was nice that it, like, you know, and they're sort of peeking in and they're seeing, you know, what's going on, and you're seeing the old Star Trek going on.
Yeah, and it goes right through, right up until the Enterprise is destroyed.
I know.
This is the search for Spock.
It's just amazing how they took it all and sort of condensed it and put this little, you know, it was really cool. I thought that was a neat way to do that. That was...
Yeah. So basically, if you haven't seen it, what it is this little alien that can actually travel at warp speed on its own. Ended up, it was just really weird. Ended up in the Enterprise and laid its eggs, and then there's this little robot that I'm not sure what its job is on the Enterprise was, but it was like, I don't know, like
trying to destroy it.
It was like a little security bot or something going around, and it caught it, and of course the whole episode is the two of them fighting over the years of the Star Trek the original series. Right, it's like literally right from the episode where they encounter Khan, right up and was that in season 2 when they encountered Khan?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, it was.
Right up until the search for Spock when the Enterprise is destroyed. So all those years, the little alien ends up actually, trying to catch up to the Enterprise throughout the whole time.
Story outside of a story, kind of.
Yeah,
it was really...
and it's really cute. If you haven't seen it,
story within a story.
Story within a story. Yeah, that's what it was.
It
was a story within a story. If you haven't seen it, and you're in Canada, you can go to CTV Sci-Fi. Right on their website, and you can watch all the short treks. They're all there. And this one is it's really awesome. I thought it was really cute.
It is.
And the animation is spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
The animation was great. It kind of reminded me of, did you ever see the Disney movie Lilo and Stitch?
Yes, I did.
That's what the animation kind of reminded
I could
me.
see that. Yeah,
The alien kind of looked like Stitch.
That's it, didn't it? When you say that, I kind of went, yeah, okay.
Didn't it? Yeah, it was cool. And I'm not sure which one was the alien. If it was Ephraim or Dot, I don't know. I don't know which one was which because they didn't specify.
Well, I imagine Dot because she was having the babies, right?
Why?
I don't know. Just females give birth.
Well, it could have been Dot, as in like a dot matrix thing for the robot thing,
I don't
too.
know.
It's hard to. Yeah. Anyway.
I'm assuming, and I shouldn't.
Yeah,
but,
it's really hard to tell which one was which, but it was cute. And I really liked the little episode. I thought it was nice, and went just right through. But to see this little alien, and then finally at the end, after the ship blows, after the Enterprise is all blown up, the alien thinks its little eggs and babies are all destroyed. It's like all freaking out. Then it sees the robot come tumbling through space. It grabs a hold of the robot. And it's ready to kick the crap out of it. The robot opens its chest, and out come all the little babies.
It kept all the babies for it.
It kept it safe. Kept them safe. Yeah. So it was really cool.
They become friends.
Yeah, I thought it was really neat. But it was a cute episode. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. I'm not sure where you can watch it in the U.S. Probably, I would guess probably on CBS All Access or maybe on CBS's website specifically. I'm not sure. But in Canada, you can watch it on CTV Sci-Fi. So if you have a VPN, you can go to CTV Sci-Fi and you can watch it there no matter what country you're listening from. That's right. So... but check it out because it is all of them, all the short treks so far I've liked. They've been amazing.
I have to say the same thing. They were awesome.
Yeah, they were really good.
It's not. It's just that it's like it just gives what's the word? Another twist or an inside scoop or.
You know what I like about them is they can literally take these short treks and they can place them anywhere in the history of Star Trek.
Oh yeah,
they can put them anywhere and
put a little story in.
They could put a little story that would fit inside of whatever else they may have ever done.
Yeah.
So they could do one that takes place during Next Generation or one that takes place during Voyager.
And
one
it just
that takes
adds
place
to
during
it.
Deep Space Nine. Yeah. Or one that takes place during one of the movies but as a little side thing. Like they could do anything.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it. So they're really cool.
Makes a big difference.
The next one was I think it was Bedtime Story or so. It's another animated one, but it's about Michael Burnham when she was a little girl living on the space station with her parents, and she's afraid of the dark. And her dad comes in and tells her a story
and helps her,
not be afraid of the dark.
Not be afraid of the dark. Yeah, that's true. It was Burnham, wasn't it?
Yeah. About how an alien came to Earth and met a little girl in the plains of Africa and showed them how not to be afraid of the dark.
And then the little girl goes and passes it on. And it was really cool how that
became leader of her people.
That's right. Yeah,
it was really neat.
Yeah,
it's quite the episode too. The animation again is really awesome. It's a very different.
It's uplifting actually.
Yeah, it's a very different take on anything Star Trek because it doesn't strike you as. Like, there's you don't look around as if there's, spaceships flying around and, aliens and star battles. And it's not your typical Star Trek thing. Like, it's quite literally.
It could even be a Disney thing, really.
Yeah, it could have been. Because it's just her dad coming to her and telling her this little story. And the story that he tells is shown in animation. And it's really cool. Right up until the end, but that one I liked. I liked that one too.
Well, sure, because it leaves you on a positive, happy note that you could do anything you want, basically.
Yeah, it was really cool. And again, a little bit of background into Michael Burnham's character,
which you don't often get. Either.
No, you don't really see a whole lot of stuff with her.
It makes me laugh because you enjoyed seeing that part of. That side of Michael Burnham that you didn't get to see before. You enjoyed a backstory there, but you didn't enjoy the backstory for Solo.
No.
I don't understand that. It's
because
the
they didn't.
Thing.
No, it's not. It's
the backstory.
No, it's not. Because it's not really backstory. It's just a little insight into her as a child. It's not like it would I would like the same thing if they'd done something similar with Solo. If they'd shown a little insight, like a flashback to him as a kid or something. But with Solo, they told his whole story. I don't need to know his story.
Okay,
and again, not only that, but I mean, even the rest of the movie was garbage too with Solo. So it's not like there was even any redeeming qualities of the movie.
You're a fucking tough critic.
I am not. Well, okay, maybe. But hey, if it can please me, it can please anybody.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, seriously, if it can please me, it can please anybody. Because I am the harshest critic on things when it comes to certain things. Be it Star Wars, Star Trek, Transformers, you name it. There's some things that I'm just like I'm hardcore on, and if I think it's good, not to say that everybody else has shitty taste, but everybody else has shitty taste if they don't like it. Like, it's just it is what it is. No, but I mean, it's like I look at things and I'm really hard on it because I'm the kind of person who, if I was going to do something, like say I was going to do a Star Trek show, okay? And it doesn't matter when it's set. It could be set in the past. It could be set in the original series time. It could be, doesn't matter. Anytime. I'm the kind of person who, before I would do the show, I would go and I would watch everything that had to do with that subject before I got into it. So if I was going to do a series that took place, say, between the original series when what's the number 6 movie, The Undiscovered Country,
Okay.
and before the first episode of Next Generation. Say I was going to do a TV show in that period. Okay, there's like 70 years in there, 60 years or something.
Like
okay,
that, yeah.
I was going to do a Star Trek show. Then I would watch everything from the original series, Enterprise, Discovery, all the short treks that take place, Star Trek the animated series, and I would watch it all the movies. Right before I would watch all of it,
you could fit
so
it
that I
in.
could look and go, okay, all right, I know what happened. Then I would make sure that I was caught up on everything that came after, so that when I do things in that thing, I don't screw up later things,
So that you could
and
tie
I
it into
follow
what happened.
came before.
Right.
Okay, and my beef with a lot of these people is they don't do that.
No.
I'm sure they don't. I'm almost positive they don't, because you're talking hours and hours of Star Trek that I'm sure they just don't bother.
But what
to
you're
sit down and
talking about is the fact that, okay, see, it goes back to...
And they don't even have to do that.
I know. But what you're forgetting, okay? Now, you said if you like it, then everybody else is going to like it. But you see, what...
No.
Well, no, but what you're forgetting in that sense is the fact that... Okay, I'm gonna go back to me seeing Thane Dunn, the Elvis guy.
Okay.
Okay? I've seen a lot of people.
Yep.
I've seen a lot of things.
Yep.
And nobody has impressed me.
Okay.
Okay, but I've heard other people say, man, he's really good and he's this and he's... But when I watched Thane Dunn, I saw the subtleties of the things that Elvis did.
Right.
Like, okay, just very small, right? He opened up in Vegas, and he was the first song he sang. That's all right, Mama. And the background singers go, "That's all right," right? And he's there, and and his hand goes, "That's all right," with their voice.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a subtlety, but it's something he did.
And Thane did it.
Well, no, he didn't do that song, but
Oh.
But what I mean is the fact that what he did was things in that vein.
Okay.
That...
So this goes to what you're saying about me. How?
That's right, because you watch it looking for subtleties.
No, it's not subtleties I'm looking for.
But no. But you will see things that the plebs won't,
right.
because they're not looking at it as a real big fan or a fanatic, or I don't know, whatever word you want to use.
I
Just
get
like
it.
people don't watch Elvis like I watch
Yeah,
Elvis.
I get that.
So when you and I watch things like that, we're looking for that. And when it happens, we go, these are but that's why you and I are both harsh critics with these things, because we are fans, because it comes from here, not from here. Everybody else watches it from here. We watch it from here. Or is it this side? Whatever it is. We watch it from here. And when things fuck up, We're the first one to catch it.
Okay. So I get that and I understand that, but
do you see where
I
I'm...
do.
Okay.
Oh,
All
I
right.
do. I
Okay.
do. But what I'm going to say is generally people who tune into Star Trek every week are not just a casual viewer. People who tune into Star Trek every week
But
are
even
fans.
at that,
No,
they may not...
let me finish. Fans, the word fan comes from the word fanatic.
That's correct.
Okay? People who go and watch Star Wars movies, you know, on opening weekends or the second weekend that it's out, when the movies make the majority of their money,
Yeah.
are not casual moviegoers for the most part. The majority of them are the hardcore fans. Okay? And it's
Okay.
the same thing with Star Trek. The people that tune in every week. It's the same thing with the Marvel movies. It's the same, like, so when you're doing something, you need to do it with it, like,
With that in mind. Come here.
with that in mind. And I'm not saying that they have to be a slave to everything, but what they have to do is not make such blatant fuck ups. Okay? Like, let me put it to you this way. In the J.J. Abrams Star Trek, the 2009 one, the first one he did, okay? One of the things that bugs me beyond no end, okay, is the inconsistencies that he portrays in the actual movie. So when Scotty and Kirk are with Spock on that ice planet inside the Vulcan system, which for some reason they were able to stand on, look up into the sky and see Vulcan implode into a black hole without getting sucked into it. It's physically impossible. But aside from that,
It's a movie.
no, don't say it's a movie. Star Trek has always been based on science. Always. Yes, there's an element of fiction to it and an element of, yes, take yourself and put yourself, you know, in a state of just enjoying it for what it is. Yes, there's always been that. But Star Trek has always been based on science. Always.
Okay.
Science first, then the fiction.
Okay.
Okay? Now, then that's not even the worst thing about it that bugs me. This part of the movie. What bugs me the most is they were able to beam from that station onto the Enterprise,
At
which
warp
was
speed.
light years away
At warp speed.
at warp speed.
Yeah.
That's impossible. That's impossible in the Next Generation timeline. It's impossible in any timeline of Star Trek. You cannot beam onto a ship that's light years away traveling at warp speed. You can't. It's physically impossible. There's no way to do it because you don't know where the ship is. And on top of that, it's traveling at warp speed, which is many, many times the speed of
Well,
light.
didn't Spock say that it was Scotty that figured it out years later how to do that?
Yes, but he figured out how to beam from a moving ship at warp speed to a stationary object, not a stationary object to a moving ship.
Okay.
Okay, so again, something else they fucked up. And even granted, say that I'll even give you, say he was able to do it the other way, from a stationary object to a ship. Okay, fine. I could see if it was still traveling at light speed or warp speed through the Vulcan system, but it wasn't. It was light years away. It had already left the Vulcan system. Because how long was Kirk running around fighting a snow monster and then talking to older Spock and then traveling to the outpost where they meet Scotty?
Yeah.
Hours and hours and hours. You know how far
Could
the
have been
Enterprise can
days.
travel? It could have been days. You know how far the friggin' Enterprise can travel at warp speed?
Yeah, I know.
Like, it's retarded. No. Okay? That's the kind of stuff that I'm like, you don't have to be a super fan to look at and go, that's fucking stupid. You just have to have some level of common sense within the history of Star Trek that makes you go, that's not even fucking possible. So,
Well, I related it to the fact in number 4 when Scotty gave that guy the way to make transparent aluminum.
yes.
You know,
And he says, how do we
know he didn't invent the thing?
That's right.
You know, and he's like, yeah, and you know.
Well,
you
they
know,
did
and
say-
Bones goes, yeah, okay, you know, yeah. Don't
they-
bury yourself in the part. God, I love that.
Because
line.
they did say at the beginning, it's still going to take him years to figure it out anyway.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Yeah.
Because it was I mean, we have transparent aluminum now.
Yeah.
If you can believe it.
That's right, we do, yeah.
But it didn't come about in the 80s.
No.
It took,
That's right.
you know. So, I mean, obviously, like, if he went and gave it to the guy, oh, he's right. Well, how do we know he didn't invent it? Fine, whatever. Is it that big of a thing that it's thrown off history that much? Could be. I mean, Star Trek is reckless with their time travel. But, I mean, I won't even get into the problems that they cause with time travel because I could get into many. But it's when they don't obey their own things that have come before. That's what bugs me. I don't mind if they want to create something new, but
it's people not knowing what comes before and just
because they
going willy-nilly.
Yes, and then they claim they're a fan.
Yeah.
No, I got news for you. You are not a fan. I'll give you an example. The two clowns that wrote that movie wrote the Transformers movie, the 2007 movie, the first live-action one. They wrote it. I met both of them at BotCon in 2007, okay?
And?
They are both fucking morons.
Okay.
Robert Orkai and Alex Kurtzman. If you both of you are listening, you guys are the dumbest fuckers I've ever met in my life. You couldn't write your way out of a wet paper bag. I'll give you an example. They claimed to be Transformer fans, and then they wrote the shit that was the Transformers movie. I'm sorry. No fan in their right mind would have written the garbage they wrote unless they were a really terrible fan or didn't know enough about the Transformers. Okay? You can claim...
It's nice to know you're not bitter.
I'm not bitter. It's just, I'm annoyed.
Dude, I'm just teasing
I'm
you.
annoyed that people are that stupid.
I know. Well, come on. Look around.
I know. But it's like, if you're a fan means fanatic. That's what it means.
Yep.
That's the definition of the word. Otherwise, are you a fan? No, you're not. You might be someone who enjoys it, but you're not a fan.
But you don't know the subtleties.
Exactly. And if you're
Only
not...
fans know the subtleties.
And if you're not going to pay attention to these things, which is why I like... And Star Trek, yes, we're talking, it's got, 50 years of history. Okay, there's a lot of information there in what's... And let's just go by just what's shown on screen. And as far as canon, that's all that's supposedly canon is what's been shown on screen.
Okay.
So if that's the case, and you're going to do something new, then you best be versed in what came before. If you're going to
everybody does that, and that's.
But you got to remember, you're not making a Star Trek show for the average viewer. The average person doesn't go, I'm going to tune into Star Trek every week. They don't do that. Only fans tune in every week.
Yeah.
The average person who might go, there's nothing else on, Star Trek's on, let's watch this. And they'll be entertained by it or whatever. But they're not tuning in week after week after week after week.
So they don't see the fuck-ups.
Exactly. So you got to make the show for the people who are tuning in every week. And those people are the fans. And that applies to no matter what it is. Friends. Okay? There was a show that went for 10 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, who tuned in to watch Friends every week? Fans of the show tuned in every week. Same thing with Seinfeld. Same thing with Cheers. Same thing with MASH. All of these shows, the fans tuned in to watch it week after week after week.
I've watched every episode of MASH at least 5 times each.
But you get what I'm saying. It's only fans that do that.
Yeah.
Casual viewers might be, they're sitting down to watch TV and, Seinfeld's on and they're like, oh, okay, or whatever. Yeah. And then MASH comes on. Okay, well, whatever. Cheers comes on. Okay, well, whatever. But they're not really
programming their DVR to make sure they get it. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Only fans do those things. So you got to make your show for fans, because they're the ones that are the loyal viewers. When they say, "Oh, a show had 20 million viewers this week," well, you've got to imagine that by and large, the majority of that 20 million tune-in people were fans.
I would have said half.
No, by and large, most are fans.
Okay, I would have.
They're not casual viewers.
I would have said it was half.
You could say they might be casual viewers for a show like Friends or Cheers or something, which is a half-hour comedy, but not for an hour-long science fiction TV show. Doesn't happen. Only fans tune in week after week after week. Okay? So if you're not making the show and you're not paying attention to Now, what I like about the Ephraim and Dot episode is whoever did it did pay attention for the fans. Because you actually hear Kirk and Khan talking.
And it's the actual dialogue.
And it's the actual real dialogue.
Right, exactly.
So that was someone who, when they did that, was like, this is how we're going to do it. And they paid attention. And they followed. Everything that followed after was something that actually happened in the original series as it went on.
All the way up I know, and they did, and it was exactly what it was supposed to be. I understand that, and
So-
that's, but again, that's only you and I'll catch that because we're fans. We'll
I can
catch the
I can
subtleties.
guarantee you anybody that's tuning in to watch a short trek is a fan. A casual viewer is not tuning in to watch a short trek. So every fan that's out there that's watched the original series will know that. Now, granted, I will admit there are some fans out there that haven't watched the original series because they weren't around or they weren't young. Like when I was a kid, my dad used to watch it in reruns.
It says a lot.
I
remember the originals
I grew up on
as a kid.
Next Generation.
Yeah.
Okay, so but it doesn't mean I still haven't seen the original series. I've seen every episode of it at least a dozen times, if not more.
But I mean, look, even with the original Batman with Adam West, I mean, you weren't around for that when it was on.
Nope, but I've seen
live,
every episode of it.
But you've seen every
times.
episode, but you weren't there when it aired originally.
Nope.
I remember watching it as a kid.
Right.
You know.
So anyway, that's kind of the point that I'm making is when they make these shows, and if I was the kind of person that was going to be sitting down to write these shows, I would be writing it for the fans.
You see,
in mind
again,
by
take the Flintstones. Same thing. I watched and then they made the movie, and I went, "Oh fuck." They fucked it up.
I know, yeah. But see, that's just it. Like, you have to make these things you got to make them for the fans because they're the ones that watch regularly. They're the ones that tune in. So you got to make these things for them. It's like when you try to ignore the fans and you try to ignore, then you end up with shit like the recent trilogy in Star Wars. Okay, that's what you end up with. You end up with a fandom that is so divided that you could have potentially damaged the brand.
Yeah, I guess that's true too. You could have.
Okay, and Star Trek is the same way. There are haters of Discovery and the new branding of Star Trek, and then there's the old ones, and there's a divide.
Discovery?
Okay. Well, Frig, yeah, there's because
oh man, come on.
Okay, Discovery, Star Trek Picard, the short treks, and are all made under the same. They're all made under the same branding from the new movies.
Right.
Okay. So they're actually made under a licensing agreement. They're not. It's not the same as if they were made, but like it's a.
But you still enjoy them.
Yes, I know, I do. But it's the reason there's such stark differences in things. And we'll talk about it more when we watch Picard.
Okay,
'cause
all right.
I'll have things to reference it better for you.
Fair enough.
But anyway,
So we'll get to that on the next one.
we will.
Okay.
But
You'll hear that on Monday.
if you let's move on. We'll go to Children of Mars, which was the last.
That's the last.
Short trek takes place. This one, if you're gonna watch Picard, okay, then you got to get out and watch this.
Because this gives you a.
This leads into Star Trek
That's right.
Picard.
Gives you
okay?
I was going to say a precursor. That's the
It
word I'm
does,
looking for.
yeah. And
That was actually really good.
It is, and I have heard now spoilers. Okay, for Picard, spoilers. So if you haven't seen the first episode of Picard yet, spoilers.
We haven't either.
I know, but I'm going to talk about this
Oh, okay.
now.
Okay.
What I have heard is, do you remember in The Next Generation in season 1, maybe it was season 2, I can't remember, there was that guy who wanted to take apart Data? And,
That was season 2. Yes, I remember that.
And Captain Picard had to defend Data's right to be an individual.
Yeah.
That guy, apparently, in the span between, the reason in the preview where you see them pull out the drawer and the Data parts are there, that's B4.
Okay.
From Nemesis.
From Nemesis, yeah.
Apparently, the download of Data's memory engrams into him didn't take, so they disassembled the robot. And this guy, that same guy, took that, and then he started to make more Soong-type androids.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
And the girl that Picard is trying to help has a positronic Soong-type brain.
Oh.
And
wow. Okay.
the attack on Mars was done by these Soong-type androids who rebelled.
Really?
Yeah, and destroyed the fleet that was going to go and help the Romulans.
Wow.
So supposedly I don't know how true that is. That's what I've heard.
Okay, well, we'll find out.
Okay. And
because, Data's there, Data's in it, and Data... And,
apparently only in 2 flash two flashback dream sequences of Picard's is all it is. He's not actually alive.
Cool.
So, anyway, yeah, that's supposedly what it is. It's the attack that happens during Children of Mars is done by Soong-type androids who have rebelled.
Wow. Okay. Well, that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it will be. So, I mean, we won't know till we watch Picard, but
right,
that's why I say potential spoiler, because I don't know, because I haven't seen it, but that's supposedly what it is.
Okay. Well, we'll have to see what happens with that.
Yeah, so it should be interesting.
Cool. That's a hell of a story if it's true.
It's interesting. It's definitely different. And
That'll give a twist on it.
the Borg Q is actually, he's actually on that, he's supposed to be working on that Borg cube that you see in the previews as well.
Okay.
I guess is, so that's and I guess 7 of 9's not even in the first few episodes. She doesn't come in till later, and all the first few episodes all take place on Earth.
Well,
And the girl that Picard's trying to help is a twin. Apparently, there's two of them with these positronic brains. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I love the scene when he's talking to. Why did I just lose his name all of a sudden?
Riker?
Riker, yeah. Thanks for not trying to talk me out of it.
Yeah. So Children of Mars is about these two young girls, both of whom are children who live on Mars or whatever, and they're off at school, and they both are having shitty days on their own, and then they end up picking on each other throughout the whole day and getting into a fight. And at the end of the day, when they're sitting there, they've been separated and they're told basically kind of sit in your own corners and whatever. And the attack happens and it comes over the school monitors, and they're
it's really touching.
Yeah. And more than likely, both of their parents who work at the Utopia Planitia shipyards
are killed,
where the attack happens, are killed.
Yeah.
So, it kind of draws these two young girls who you see picking on each other all day at school and then getting into a big fight at the end of the school day, end up at the end, they're holding hands because they're both lost
somebody.
They've both probably lost a parent in this attack.
Yeah. It was really
it's a
cool.
really good story. And it's a different aspect to Star Trek, which you don't normally see. Again,
Nope, definitely not.
And
it
it's
was really
different.
It was really, really cool.
I thought it was well done.
Yes, I liked it a lot.
I thought it was a good episode.
And if this is a precursor, this will be really something to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I have heard there's a lot of people that are, bashing on Picard already, and I'm like,
that's
what?
just people that
I don't understand that. Like, you haven't seen it yet. And like I said before on the show, I don't believe Patrick Stewart would have come back to something that would be crappy.
No.
He did, the other day he was on The View, I guess, and because there's a clip going around online where he is inviting Whoopi Goldberg to come back as Guinan in season 2.
Wow. Wouldn't that be
so,
cool?
Hey, you never know. I think that'd be kind of neat. I like
think
Guinan's
it'd be awesome,
character.
really. Slip back into the character, and I'm sure she'd like that.
Yeah, I think it would be cool. I liked Guinan, so... and I liked her interactions with Picard.
Yeah.
I think it would be kind of cool. So, anyway, it's...
Shit, that would be...
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's hope that works.
But it's a good episode. So, again, if you haven't caught these short treks, make sure you watch them.
Take a look. They're really good.
Yeah, they are really, really good. And then, I guess that would be... Do you have any more thoughts on the short treks?
Just I can't say anything more than you did, and they're really worth sitting down and watching and keep up on them, because I think this is a really nice thing they're doing.
I do too. I like the short treks.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. There is some footage.
I just wish they'd bring back After Trek.
Yeah. There is some footage floating around that you can find if you're savvy enough to look for it, of the new Star Trek Lower Decks TV show that's going to be coming. It's another animated series which is going to take place during the Next Generation time period, I believe. And it's about lower ranking officers, like the aptly titled episode of Next Generation titled Lower Decks. So, and it's going to be I'm not sure when it comes out, later this year, I think, but that you can find stuff about that. So we'll be talking about that too.
Good.
Also, before we jump into The Mandalorian, speaking of Star Wars, so when we talk about Picard on the next episode, I'm also going to talk about Star Wars Rebels. And in February, coming the middle of February, is Season 7 of Star Wars Clone Wars. So I will be talking about that on the show as well. So keep listening for that, because Clone Wars, getting to see the end of Clone Wars is just going to be something I've been waiting for. So it'll be streaming on Disney Plus in February. So check that out. And if you haven't caught Star Wars Rebels, you can watch that on Disney Plus as well. And other than that, Mandalorian.
Yep.
So you finally saw.
I finally caught up.
Mandalorian. What'd you think?
Well,
as a whole, first, what'd you think?
No. There's only one thing that I want to say.
Okay.
When's the next one start?
I know, eh?
That's
Seriously.
all I can say.
I
Because
know.
man, oh fucking man.
Isn't that a great show?
It's a great show. I mean, well, I was hooked from the start anyway.
I know, yeah.
And it just keeps getting better and better. And then it ends and you're going, oh no.
I know. I
You
know. I
"Mommy,
gotta wait.
It's over. You
Yeah.
know, that whole,
Yeah.
No, man,
And I gotta wait almost a whole year for
know,
more.
Like, God damn.
Yeah.
But what a great series.
Yeah, I know. And they're filming season 2 already, and it's just, I can't friggin' wait.
No, me neither. And I'm just so impressed.
Yeah, and at some point I'm just gonna sit down. I'm gonna binge watch the whole 8 episodes.
Go again, yeah,
because it was
because just to kind of
freaking
fill
phenomenal.
a craving of, as it were. But okay, so what about you? Go ahead. You can rip it apart, and I want to.
No, I got nothing. I have nothing but good to say.
That's
about
what I
that.
mean. Go
Nothing.
ahead. Just tell them all the different things.
Well, I
and go-
have, because
Yeah,
I've already talked about
Yeah.
it, but you haven't seen all of it. Like, see, to me, that is what Star Wars is.
I understand, and it's again though, but it comes from a fan.
Oh yeah,
So,
fans love it.
Well, you see, that's what I mean, because, the subtleties are there and all the different,
Yeah.
and that's where the difference lies, because it boils down to the same thing that I said, like,
So, out of the 8 episodes,
don't ask me to pick one.
no, do you got a favorite part?
No,
No,
I like it all.
nothing.
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 I just, well, I mean, if I had to say anything, I would have to just pick number 1 where he walks into the bar, because it reminded me. That's where I got hooked.
You
when
didn't like when Bert got eaten?
Well,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. No, I mean, it was just.
I keep calling him Bert.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know what his name is, but it's just it just seemed.
Yeah.
I
know.
And from that very second, I was like, oh, and then that was it. So no, I don't have a favorite part, because the whole thing was great. There's no, there's no bad.
No,
sequence to
there
it.
really isn't. There's nothing I don't like about it.
That's right, exactly. I can't say, well, it was good, but I didn't like this, or this kind of. There's nothing. It was just from the very beginning.
Now, did you like the scene with the 2 stormtroopers sitting on the bikes?
On the bikes, yeah.
So anyway, I got to tell you a little something about that. So during that scene, when they were filming it, the guy who keeps hitting the bag,
yeah.
the first time he hit the bag, Jon Favreau actually said, "Do you want to not hit the Baby Yoda so hard? That costs $5 million." That puppet cost $5 million.
Jesus.
So that prop was.
That's-
But anyway, that episode was directed by Taika Waititi, who is the director of the Scooby-Doo live-action movies and Thor Ragnarok. So
Really?
yeah,
I didn't know that.
And
Okay.
a lot of people online are talking about how they don't like the comedy in that of the 2 guys talking. And
Why?
I have no idea, because they feel it's like bringing MCU humor to Star Wars. I don't fucking get it either. I don't get it. I loved it.
Yeah, me too.
Because to me, because he even went so far as to take the gag of the fact that stormtroopers
Yeah,
couldn't hit
yeah,
shit
yeah.
with trying
I
to shoot
know,
the
I
can. I was like,
But it gives
loved
it gives it a humanity. It gives it a
it gives the bad guys an
yeah,
actual
yeah.
like
well,
the real
you're
people.
not just exactly. They are people. I mean,
Yeah,
give them
they're not just like dudes who are sitting around all the time just saying nothing, obeying orders.
That's it. Exactly.
I liked it.
Yeah,
'cause
so did I.
It finally
I
gave,
chuckled. I
gave
thought it
the
was.
speeder troopers actual personality. I thought that was funny.
I don't know what's wrong with people. I
know
swear.
people will complain about anything, but to me, I was
Some
like, "That's
do.
awesome."
But yeah,
Anyway,
it was.
isn't that awesome? Though?
It was, and
That's probably one of my favorite scenes in the whole 8, just because they finally sit there and they're, and then the other guy's like,
yeah.
and neither of them can hit the
Hit the thing.
thing.
I know.
And it's like 4 feet from them.
Doesn't say
just
much.
love it. It's like this the whole plays on the whole stormtroopers couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, which is hilarious when you think about it. Because if you go all the way back to New Hope, the very first time you hear about stormtroopers in any real fashion is when Obi-Wan says to Luke, "And these blast marks, far too precise for mere sand people. Those are the blasts of stormtroopers," or whatever. Like the precision hits on the sandcrawler.
Okay, I don't remember that. Okay.
It's the only time they ever shot straight in their lives. I love that. And it's like a gag. It's like, why did he say that if they couldn't hit the broadside of a barn? Like, it's
I
crazy.
don't know. It's just strange stuff. But no, there's nothing I can say, nothing I can add. I love it, and I'm waiting for the second one. Bottom line, that's where it comes in. So, it's good. And I'm glad that they did it because they really,
It was funny.
they really knocked it out of the park with it.
They did.
So, yeah.
And that, that dark saber,
Yeah.
that Moff, what the frig was his name? Grand Moff, whatever his name was.
Yeah.
That he was cut his way out of the TIE fighter with. That is a Mandalorian dark saber. It's kind of like a Mandalorian version of a lightsaber.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a whole history of that we're going to learn about in season 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Something to look forward to.
Well, there's if you watch Star Wars, the Clone Wars animated series, there's
talk about it
there's
there?
Darksaber in that as well.
Okay.
The Darksaber's in that, so it's going to be interesting.
That's why I don't know about it. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool, I think, to find out. But to see it on screen as a live action thing was
That's
really
a whole
cool.
other. Yeah. Wow, that's so cool though.
I know, and there's so much there.
And they can take it anywhere, really. So
They really can, and just the simple fact that, I was talking to my buddy at work who's big Star Wars fan. That
Okay.
bit. So his name's John, by the way, and he was
John.
Yeah, he's probably not watching, which is too bad. John, you should be watching. I'll have to tell you, watch.
That's
this
right.
episode.
Watch this episode.
But
we
were
you.
talking about Star Wars
Prick.
or whatever, and no, don't say that. John's a nice guy.
Okay. I was just being facetious anyway.
Anyway, no, we were talking about, and I was telling him how there might be a Darth Vader TV show or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, that'd be kind of cool." And I was like, "Yeah, as long as it's like the last 30 seconds of Rogue One for like 4 hours, I'll watch that."
Yeah, well, you'd love that.
I
Yeah.
love that because to me, that's finally seeing Darth Vader for
Who he is.
yeah. And in live action, like seeing him actually, like as an example, you see a little bit of that in The Empire Strikes Back when him and Luke are first battling.
Okay, right.
Before he cuts Luke's hand off, like you see a little bit of Vader's strength, but he doesn't.
You don't see the cruelty of it.
You don't not even that you don't see the cruelty. You don't even see the strength that Darth Vader really truly has. But in that, it's just like unadulterated, just
Yeah.
like he's nuts. He's insane. And when I talk about Rebels on the next episode, I'll be talking about Vader's appearance in that, and it's unbelievable when he appears in season 2 of Rebels, and it's
Okay.
anytime they do Vader, it's just man.
There's something to look forward to.
I can't say enough good about how much they could do with Vader. A Vader show would be cool. I'd love to see him going around hunting down Jedi.
Well, maybe that'll be something they'd consider. I don't know. It's
Yeah, you
hard
never
to
know.
say.
But anyway, yeah, I guess that's probably one of my favorite parts is the two guys on the speeder bikes.
Well, it was
pretty
funny,
good.
obviously, but
And I liked it. It's part of my favorite parts because of the comedy, but it because it directly leads into the whole aspect of stormtroopers can't shoot
exactly.
things,
So it's
I
all
mean,
part
like-
and parcel of the whole. Yeah.
the whole genie gig.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
yes.
I liked at the very end there when IG-11 walks out of the thing and he blows up
Yeah.
and kills all of them so they can get out. Yeah,
Again,
there's so many good parts of it.
There
Like
is.
it's hard to pick any
Oh
one
no,
thing.
you can't pick any.
No,
At least I can't.
it is really hard. I think
So
pick
it's.
anything.
I loved it. So
Yeah, I thought it was really good, and I'm definitely looking forward to season 2, which is well into production. So
you and me both.
here's hoping that we're going to see more.
Yeah.
And it's going to be sooner rather than later.
Yes,
because,
please. Yes.
Man. And I hope the next season is more than 8 episodes too.
Yeah, let's have it go a
Like
little
at
longer.
least give us 12 or 13, you know. I'd prefer 26.
Wouldn't
But we're never
we
going to
all?
get 26.
No, I don't think
But
we're
I
gonna
would
get
I
that,
would,
but
you know, at
least
least
some
give
more.
us more than 8 cuz
Yeah.
8's just too little. Like
And it goes
that's
too
gonna
fast.
be and that's going to be the hard thing about the Marvel shows when they launch on Disney Plus is they're all like 6 to 8 hours too of TV, and it's like
Yeah,
that's just going to be too little.
it is.
Because it's just like
It just whets your appetite. Is all it
and
really
then you're
does.
like, oh, this is so awesome, and then
Then it's over.
that's
yeah.
over.
Yeah, I know.
But it is what it is. So
We'll take what we can get.
that's right. Anyway, I thought it was cool, and anyway, so you liked it, the whole part and parcel.
fuck
It
yeah.
was all awesome. All right,
Checked every box.
there you go.
So
There you go. And you, I mean, you know, we talked what Thundercat thought about it, and he liked it.
he loved
all.
it too. Yeah,
Every person I've talked to likes it. So, you know,
That's a good
So if you haven't
barometer.
been watching The Mandalorian, you haven't seen it,
Now's
then
your time to do it.
seriously,
catch up.
Disney Plus, catch up on it because it is amazing.
Yeah.
It really is.
I agree. Catch up on it before the next one comes.
Yeah.
and you'll be ready.
So, with the next episode of Let's Talk with the Saw, we are going to talk about Star Trek Picard, and we're going to talk about Star Wars Rebels. But I'm also going to talk about, on that, I want to talk about Star Wars, the Clone Wars, not the animated one that there's 6 seasons of. I want to talk about the first version of that, which they did in 2003, which was by Gendy Tartakovsky. And if you don't know who that is, then why are you watching me? I mean, you know, because he did Samurai Jack. But you can watch that entire series. It's animated. It's on YouTube. Just look up Star Wars Clone Wars, and you'll see it. It's an animated. It's about a little over 2 hours long.
Why do you want to talk about it?
Because it's awesome.
Oh, okay.
It's awesome. It's phenomenal.
Okay. I thought there was a particular.
No, it's got to be talked about.
Okay.
Because I'm going to eventually talk about the Clone Wars. I'm going to talk about the differences.
So you're
between
just
them.
getting the. Okay, all right. I understand.
But yeah, so watch that because I'm going to talk about that. And well, I suppose I shouldn't say I'm going to talk about it for sure because it depends on how much time we have on the next episode. Because with all the Picard talk and the Rebels talk, I may not get to it on that one. It might have to wait
For the
an
next
episode.
one?
But,
Okay. But it
check
will
it out
be
and watch
coming.
it because we will be talking about it because I am going to talk about everything Clone Wars related before Clone Wars Season 7 airs in February, which is around, I believe it's February 17th that starts airing on Disney+. So
So he'll get it in.
I
there.
want to get everything in there and talk about the first 6 seasons of the animated Clone Wars and everything so that people are
up to
on it.
speed. Yeah.
Before it pops in. So anyway, that said, please go to YouTube and watch us there. Comment below, click subscribe, click on the bell so you get notified every time a new episode. You can catch a new episode of the 0 Hour every Tuesday.
That's right.
So every Tuesday you're going to hear a brand new 0 Hour radio show. Every Wednesday you're going to hear a brand new Dr. Pete.
Yep.
And every Thursday you're going to hear a brand new Dylan Stone. Every Friday you're going to hear a brand new Exit Country.
Yep.
Sundays are going to be Let's Chat with Thundercat.
We're gonna have a new one up on
Every
Sunday.
every Monday is a brand new episode of season 1 of Let's Talk with the Saw.
When do you start season 2?
It'll be next September when all the new shows start again in the fall.
Okay.
So season 1 will end. We'll end season 1 when all the new shows are done, and then season 2 will start
Perfect.
when all the new shows start again. So it'll be this will be a show that airs, you know, with regular network
things.
TV.
Yep.
And if you haven't been to our new website, please check it out, www.superlativeradio.com.
And what a job the Saw did.
I spent a lot of time
Yep.
working on it. It was almost 3 weeks I gave it.
Oh, at least.
rebuilding the
Yeah,
website.
Yeah.
And
what a
it's-
job.
It's mobile friendly, it's tablet friendly, it's desktop friendly. You can get to all of our stuff from there.
Yep.
Our YouTube page, our Facebook page, our Instagram, our Twitter, our Patreon. Please support us on Patreon. We've got some fantastic benefits there
And more to come.
and more to come. And we've got so much content. And don't forget, this is January. New video on YouTube every single day. New content.
Yep.
So click like and subscribe. Comment on the videos. YouTube likes that. It shows that people are engaged with us, and we would love to hear your thoughts. You get a personal response from us at Superlative Radio on our YouTube page every
time you
comment.
make a comment. That's right.
Okay, so please do not hesitate to comment. We can't wait to hear your thoughts. If you have any questions, you can reach us. All of our contact info is on our website.
Yep.
And
Under the contact us.
You can call us. You can email us. Whatever you want. However you want to reach us, you can. We look forward to hearing from you, and we will catch you guys in just another couple of days for the next episode of Let's Talk with the Saw right here on Superlative Radio. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks, Dylan, for coming in.
Not a problem. We'll see you guys later.